everyone, my name is Maddie, and welcome back to another Telequarium with the Alaska SeaLife Center. As you can see, I'm not physically at the Alaska SeaLife Center today. I am leading stretching for you from my very own apartment here in Seward, Alaska. So we are practicing physical distancing, just like all of you are, and so I am leading stretching today from my own home to make sure that we are keeping our staff members and everyone else safe here in Seward. So, just as a special appearance, this is my dog Rory. As many of you are working from home, you might have those special appearances from pets at home, from your kids at home. I've got the exact same thing, so she might do stretching with us a little bit today. Fingers crossed she wants to participate. But if you have been tuning in, we have been going YouTube Live every single day at 12 and 2 p.m., and we are so happy that you could join us this morning. So I have led stretching with you guys 2 times in the past. I have stretched in front of Pilot, our stellar sea lion, and I have also stretched in front of Amac and Tunu, our spotted seals. And so I would love to stretch with the birds. I think that would be the next thing that I would want to do. And while I can't physically go and stretch with the birds today, I wanted to bring the birds here. So while I stretch today, I'm going to have these beautiful pictures of birds around me. We've got some sea ducks, we've got some alcids, and I'll kind of ID them for you as we go along. But these are most of the birds that we house at the Alaska SeaLife Center. And so when you do get to visit us, we have a really, really great aviary with a ton of beautiful birds. And these are pictures of some of the birds that you might see if you ever come and join us. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Please join me, and if you like any of the birds along the way, if you think you know what they are before I say so, go ahead and drop a comment down below. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to stretch with a big, deep breath in, and then we're going to release. And we are going to start stretching our arms today. But like I have in the past 2 sessions, the stretching is not complete unless I have some bird puns and jokes for you. So my first joke is going to be, when should you buy a bird? When it's going cheap. I have a new camera operator here with me. I'm hoping to get him laugh a little bit so that I can get some feedback. But we're going to go ahead and stretch out our shoulders while we're here. Rory gets very interested. She loves birds, actually, so this is a great session for her. And then we're going to go ahead and stretch our other side. So bird number 1, let's see if I can get pointing. Up in this top corner that I'm pointing at, we have a rhinoceros auklet, which is an example of an alcid, and we have a really great and friendly rhinoceros auklet at the SeaLife Center that you may have heard of before. His name is Klinger, and he is very accustomed to people. I think he kind of thinks he's a person. He's extremely social, and he's one of the most fun and bigger personalities that we have in the aviary. And then we're going to go ahead and reach up and pull our arm down and feel it kind of in our tricep a little bit. And then switch to the other side. And Rory has decided to lay down. She's doing a little bit of a downward dog while we stretch. So next to that rhinoceros auklet, we have another alcid, and I believe that is a tufted puffin that we are looking at. And so they are named after their beautiful tufts of feathers that they have at the top of their head. And they have those really, really brightly covered beaks. Okay, while we're standing, I'll turn so you can see, but we're just going to stretch out our quads. So go ahead and grab one leg, try and balance. And it helps if you lift your opposite arm. And then we'll go ahead and switch. And I'll give you your next joke, which is, why did the bird get a ticket? Oh, sorry, Rory. It broke the law of gravity. And then after you feel like you've stretched your quads out, go ahead and come back. So the next bird that is directly above me is a red-legged kittiwake. And these are really, really cool birds. They're actually really loud and talkative. And so if you come to the SeaLife Center and you look at our aviary, they're probably going to be one of the greatest ones that you hear. And so they're really fun to be around, in my opinion, but they do make a lot of noise. So next is we're going to do a bit of a forward fold. So we're going to hinge at our hips. We're going to try and touch our toes. And while we're down here, I'm going to ask Why do seagulls fly over the sea? Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels. And then we're going to slowly come back up. And then we will kind of part our legs like this. And then we're going to stretch over this way. And then we'll come back over here. And then going in the other direction, so when down below our rhinoceros auklet, we are looking at a spectacled eider, named after those big circles on their eyes that kind of look like spectacles. All right, and then we're going to take it a little bit lower. I'll rotate my camera down a little bit so you can see. And then we're just going to reach for our toes and touch our nose to our knees. And I will ask you, how does a bird with a broken wing manage to land safely? With its sparrow chute. And we'll walk over to the other side. Oh yeah. And then we'll come and stretch directly down the middle. And then from here, try and walk your toes in a little bit. So we're back down at that forward fold, and we'll just pop right down. And so the next bird we'll talk about is, let's see, where are we going? So in the bottom corner over here, right below our spectacled eider, we have got some long-tailed, nope, those are smews, sorry. The male smew is the white one on top, and then the female smew is the darker one on the bottom. And then from here, go ahead and sit down, and we're going to transition into a butterfly stretch. So my next question for you is, what do you give a sick bird? Treatment. So I challenge you to try and move your feet out to different distances. Try and get your nose to your toes a little bit. And then eventually, Rory's going to join us. I'll try and get her out of the way. We'll sit in a pike stretch. And then we'll reach for our toes if we can. I'll wait for Rory to get out of the way. So the next bird that we have to talk about is, she is giving me a toy. So I'm doing enrichment for myself. She's asking for enrichment as well. So let's see, this bird we got right here. This is a long-tailed duck. And Rory is right in front of the camera, being as helpful as possibly can. So we're reaching for our toes. We're feeling it in our hamstrings. I'll get Rory out of the way. And then we're going to rotate. And we're going to start stretching out our shoulders a little bit. So from this position, we're going to put our hands directly behind us with our fingers facing us. And we're going to lean back. Well, I asked the question, why does a stork stand on one leg? Because it would fall over if it lifted the other one. And so after you felt that on your shoulders, go ahead and turn your hands the other way and lean back. And then we'll go ahead and come back up. And so from here, I'll rotate my camera down a little bit further. And then you can see we're going to sit in a straddle position like so. And we are going to put our one arm over and the opposite arm like this. Feel it in our sides and our legs at the same time. And then after you feel it in one side, go ahead and switch to the other. And I will talk about this bird right here, which is a king eider. These birds are beautiful. They're very, very easily identifiable here at the SeaLife Center. If you ever come to our aviary, I think that these are some gorgeous birds. So, king eiders for you. And I'll go ahead and come back up. And then we are going to do both arms to one way. Try and touch your nose to your knee as best you can. And then I'll come back up and go to the other side. And then I've got this bird in the corner right here is a harlequin duck. And I will ask you, why do ducks fly south? Because it's too far to walk. So after you've got both sides going, go ahead and reach straight down the middle and try and do a pancake fold. And then after that, we're going to pop on up. And then, let's see, opposite way. This bird right here is another kind of puffin. It's actually a horned puffin. So you can see we've got our tufted puffins, we've got those rhinoceros auklets, and then we've got these horned puffins, another type of alcid here at the SeaLife Center. So we're going to flip on over like this, kind of transition into a bit of a downward dog position, stretch out your calves, and then we're going to pedal through one at a time, if that feels good. Maybe spend a little bit longer on one side. You can even roll them out a little bit if that feels good. And then we'll pop on down to our knees. And so then we've got, the bird in the upper corner right over here. That is a common mirror. Easily or often mistaken for penguins at the SeaLife Center. But we don't have penguins in Alaska because penguins live below the equator and we are far up north. So those are common mirrors. And they have really beautiful eggs. So that's a fun fact about them. So we're going to transition into our cat stretch. So from here, go ahead and push your shoulders down to the ground. And then after that, you're going to pop up and come down into a seal stretch. So kind of push your hips down to the ground as far as feels comfortable, and you'll stretch out your torso a little bit. And then after that, we're going to pop up back into our pike stretch, and we will do a little bit of a superstar pose. But my next question for you is, how do chickens get strong? Through exercise, like we're doing now. So, to stretch out our backs a little bit, we're going to lift one leg, cross it over the other, take that opposite arm, and just kind of twist your torso a little bit. And you should feel that release in your lower back. And then once you got that, you're going to switch to the inside. And I will ask, how is throwing a dictionary similar to birds flying south for winter? They're both flying in formation. One of them is flying information, the other one is flying in formation. Bit of a pun. And then we're going to, I'll move the camera down a little bit lower so you can see, but we're going to sit with one foot planted on the ground, cross the other one over, and then pull that leg towards you. And then this is a figure 4 stretch. You should feel it in your hip that you're pulling forward. And then go ahead and switch sides whenever you would like. And then from here, we'll start making our way back up. So go ahead, come back up. We'll transition into a bit of a Spider-Man pose. So from a standing straddled position, go ahead and bend to one side. I'll move the camera down a little bit so you can see me. And then you kind of feel it in your inner thigh, and then you can go back and forth. And I will ask, what do chickens study at university? Eggonomics. A lot of good egg jokes in this round for you. And then kind of pop back up. And then we're going to scooch our feet back into that forward fold position. And then slowly come on back up. And I will move the camera so you can see my face again. A little bit higher. There we go. So my last question for you is, what kind of TV shows do ducks watch? Documentaries, which is a great plug that we have a really cool show that comes out for the next 5 Saturdays on National Geographic called Alaska Animal Rescue. You will see some of the really great wildlife response programs and animals that we've taken care of here at the Alaska SeaLife Center, so I highly recommend that you tune in. But other than that, thank you so much for stretching with me and these beautiful birds today. This has been Telequarium at the Alaska SeaLife Center, which we do every single day on YouTube live at 12 and 2 p.m. My name is Maddie, and thank you so much for watching.